Hey guys, I'm the Burke and I do things, and good morning. I just got out of the shower. I have my cup of coffee, just ate breakfast, watched The Office, and I'm ready to do some fun makeup. And I want to let you know that this is the first time I've washed my hair since putting the Moroccan oil dye in. So I think I went, let me think. So I waited 4 days before the first hair wash, and I mean, it's harder to tell when it's wet, but I can still see all the pink dye in there right now, which is awesome. Basically, I decided in this video, I've been really enjoying just like hanging out with people while they do their makeup. I like watching people try new makeup. I like watching people shop their stash. So actually I did like a combination of those in this video. So I have 4 new products that I am going to try in this video. 3 I hauled last week. 1 came in a boxy charm, I think a month or 2 ago. And then the rest of this stuff is all stuff that I went into my stash and picked out, and they're products I haven't actually used in a while. And I thought it would be fun to like play with new and old at the same time and have a good time. So if that is something you guys want to do, then keep on watching. Let's go. So I do have more of like a dewy foundation, so I wanted to pick more of a not dewy primer. So I actually decided to go with the Touch in Sol No Pore Bloom Primer. I've actually made a fairly good dent in this primer considering it is a full size. I really do like this primer. It's not the typical primer that I go out and buy, because I don't usually go for like pore filling usually, but I like how it just like slides onto the skin and kind of settles in really easily. I definitely prefer it over the water one and the like essence-y one. Like I prefer this consistency over the more watery ones from Touch in Sol. So that's what we're using for that today. All right, first new product is this foundation. I can't believe I've never tried this. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. First of all, this shade is not going to match today, so I might go in with a light hand so it's not too overwhelming, but it's a classic ivory. So I actually considered self-tanning today for this, but you know, once again, not really going anywhere. Maybe if I had places to go, people to see, I would go, but I used to own the matte and poreless one, and this is like way before I ever had a YouTube channel. And my biggest complaint about that, besides the fact that it was matte, is this. I don't understand why there's no easy way to get it out, because I always found that I was getting too much out at once. This will be interesting. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. This is my favorite sponge, so I will know if it works well because I know how this sponge works. Okay, definitely got way too much, so I'm definitely gonna dot this across my entire face as we notice how much this color doesn't match my skin tone, but that's okay. So I'm gonna spread this out. But I'm excited. I feel like I've heard a lot of people rave about this foundation over the years, and I don't know why I've never really tried it. There honestly is no reason. I will say I've never really found a favorite foundation from Maybelline, so maybe this will be it. I did recently retry the Superstay the other day, which I also think I have in this shade, which is not the greatest shade match. And it's still not one that I absolutely love. So that's definitely, with one round, a light medium coverage. So I would really like to see if that builds up and covers some of this redness, or else we're really gonna have to conceal today. Okay. It seems to be building upon itself well, which is good. I would love to know in the comments what your favorite drugstore foundation is. I would definitely say the majority of my foundation collection is drugstore foundation, and my favorite's the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear right now. It just looks really good and lasts so long. Although this is, with the second layer building up, I feel like looking good besides the fact that it's the wrong shade. But this actual shade might look really good if I self-tan, so maybe this is my way of saying maybe you should self-tan soon. Maybe. But I actually like the way that looks. That looks really good. So far, I'm pretending that it's the right shade. I might even out the tone a little with the concealer I'm gonna use today. So I decided to bring in the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. I like this one. I don't love it. I have this in the shade Nude Ivory. I get why people like it. I think it's, I don't know. It's just, it's not an all-time fave. I definitely like a lot of, I'm just trying to like add a little lightness to maybe make it not so dark on my cheeks so that maybe we can even out the skin tone a bit. But it's definitely not an all-time favorite of mine because I really do like something a little bit more hydrating, and I feel like I would like this better if it had a bit more hydration to it, because I feel like it does get a little dry under my eyes, but the coverage overall though of it is really good. I don't know if this is actually working to lighten it up, but that was kind of what I was going for. So far, so good. I decided to come in with a cream highlight. I feel like I haven't been wearing a lot of cream highlights lately, and this is the Milk Makeup Cream Highlight in the shade Turnt. I really like the Milk Makeup Cream highlights. I feel like they are really, really pretty, so I'm gonna go in. And I don't think that they disturb the foundation underneath, which I really appreciate. Just gonna tap it out a little. I don't know, I might even come back in with it later after we finish all the powder products too, so that might make another appearance, because I kind of don't want to lose that glow after we set the face. Okay, so I decided for setting powder to use this. This is the Too Faced Born This Way powder. This is actually the only product I've ever tried from the Born This Way line. And I really do like it. I actually once had the smaller size of this, and I fully used it up. And this went on sale in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, I believe it was last year, I went and bought the full size because I actually really like it. I'm gonna use this to set under the eyes. I will say this is not fully translucent, so I don't know if you can tell, but that it added a little bit of color under this under eye. It's not as bright as here, so this isn't one that really worked on me if I wasn't maybe wearing such a dark foundation. So if I was really wearing like my correct shade, I really can't use this powder, so I actually can really only use it if I'm self-tanned. Again, not going anywhere but my house today, so I don't need to worry what I look like. And I was using my Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush, but this one I feel like is really good for under eye powder. I don't know, I would never use this kind of brush for foundation. Now for the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder brush that I got at Marshall's. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. finishing powder. This is a product that I have pan on that, you know, I could definitely ideally finish up at some time this year. So I'm gonna use that to set the makeup today. Again, this one, I think this is the shade Fair Light, but again, it's a little bit dark for me on a normal day. And it's not one that I could use with like my correct foundation shade, which is why a lot of the times it gets neglected, but today we will use it. I feel like we lost coverage over here, and I don't know how that happened, so that's annoying, because look, I feel like you can see all the redness on this side, but not so much on this side, so don't know how that happened. Okay, so I have been using eyeshadow primer lately, so I thought, I mean, I don't own a lot, I own like 3, I have 3 open, and I thought I'd come into my MAC paint pot, which I have not used in quite some time. I have this in Painterly, and I thought I'd prime my eyes with it today because it's been a while since I've used it, and now they're primed. For an eyeliner, I'm gonna use this one. This is Smashbox Always On Gel Eyeliner in the shade Fishnet. I think I got this a long time ago in like a Ipsy Glam bag, and I don't really remember anything about it, so it'll be fun to test it out again. It's just a black shade. Hopefully it does not transfer and make a mess today. Okay, now we have eyeliner on. Now for brows, I'm gonna go in with this NYX Fluff and Fill brow pencil. I have this in the shade Ash Brown. It has one of those like toothbrush things, but one of the reasons I don't often use it is because it doesn't have like the most precise applicator. It's like kind of large and in charge. So I think how you do it is you fill in your brows and then you use the brush to brush the product through. It's not my favorite brow pencil, for sure. Especially when the brow pencils are thick like this, I feel like I have to pay closer attention because they can easily get out of control. Yeah, like I feel like this brow over here, we might be out of luck on making that one look normal. Yeah, wow, I really don't like this. I give up, I give up, I give up. Okay. I'm gonna go in with brow gel. This is the NYX Bear With Me brow gel. It's never really impressed me anytime I've used it. I feel like the actual spoolie doesn't pick up enough product, in my opinion. I mean, like, what is going on this side? I just feel like it looks like a disaster. Oh my god. I truly give up on that side. I give up. All right, now I'm gonna bronze. This is one of my all-time favorite bronzers. This is the BH Brilliance bronzer in the shade Golden Gal. I love this bronzer. It's beautiful. I'm gonna use this Farrah 50F brush. Oh, here we go. It's more of like a satin bronzer. Just looks beautiful. I'm gonna come in with the powder brush and make sure everything is blended. Oh, the shade match. Okay, time for new product. I have a ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Between the Sheets. I've never used one of these, so I'm very excited. So this is the shade, and I'm gonna try with a duo fiber brush. I've heard that that is a really good way to apply these. This is the e.l.f. just a small stipple brush. I'm gonna pick some up on this, and then I'm gonna try to apply it because I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, that looks nice. I'm not used to applying blush like this, so it's like a learning curve a bit, but I feel like it is depositing the blush well. Interesting. This is my first time doing it like this. Right, should I do a little nose action here? The sunburnt nose look. The I haven't been locked in my house for a month and a half look. Oh, okay. I like the shade. I've seen some people use it with a sponge. Should I try with a sponge too and see what it does? You know what? I think I like the stipple brush technique better, so that works for me. Should I go back in with a little bit of that highlighter? Maybe I will with my finger. So again, this is the shade Turnt. I think I have two shades of this. Turnt is more of like the champagne-y shade. The formula of this is what I wanted from the CoverGirl cooling sticks, but it was not the same formula. Put a little down the nose. See how it just like hits the light? It looks really nice. All right, time for my new eyeshadow palette. So this is the Suede palette from NARS. I believe this is one that Jessica Braun often raves about. It's a nice kind of cool tone neutral palette. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the brush that comes in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I'm going to use this kind of taupey shade down here. Put this in the crease. Oh, it's a lot darker than I was ready for. I thought it was going to be a nice dark. I thought it was going to be a lot lighter than that. That is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the empty fluffy brush. This is the Farrah 35E brush, and I'm just gonna work on blending it out because I was unprepared. Gonna go back in with the ABH brush. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the side. Okay, now I'm gonna take the other end of the Anastasia brush with the dark matte, and I'm gonna lightly put that under the lower lash line, just to buff it out a bit. Okay, now I have this one corner of my left eye where shadow just never blends, right there. Very annoying. All right, now I want to go in with this pink shade in the middle, and I'm gonna use my finger and just put it all over the lid. And I also want to take a little bit of this shade down here, more towards the inner corner. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a teeny tiny bit of the darker shade, just a tiny bit, on the outer corner. And this is a Luxie 237 blending brush. Okay, now I want to do my trick with my eyeliner, and I'm going to try another liner that I haven't used in a while. This is the Hank & Henry Blickety Black liner. I'm going to try my current eyeliner trick where I just put a little in the outer corner. And then I use an angled brush. This is just a brush from an Amazon brush set. Do the same thing over here. Okay, now I'm going to set my makeup. And I'm going to use the Morphe spray. I haven't used this in a while. Just feels so good using it. Okay, for mascara, I don't have a lot open, but maybe one of my older ones open is the Shock from YSL. I think this is my second one of these, and I really do like this mascara. But it's so expensive. I don't think I'd ever really buy it, but when I see it as like a promo or a reward offer at Sephora, I like to grab it. Okay, the last product I'm going to try in this video is from a BoxyCharm. This is the Becca Glow Gloss in the shade Rose Gold. I don't think I've ever tried this formula from Becca that I remember. So this is what the shade looks like. It smells kind of herbal. Interesting. It's a thicker consistency, but it's not sticky. Okay, and that is the final look. Quick thoughts on the couple products I tried out today. I'm really gonna have to play with this foundation. I really want it tan first next time before I use it, because I feel like a lot of times when the color is this off with a foundation, it just like throws me off. But I want to try it with like different primers, different powders, and like even like cream, like blush and bronzer and stuff, and kind of see how it wears before I make a real decision. Right now I would say it looks okay, but I don't think it's like an all-time fave after the first application. The blush I do like. It was definitely different using a stipple brush with my blush, but the product worked well and I like the shade. So far, so good. The eyeshadow, I don't know about, honestly. Like, I had very high expectations. Like, this has been sitting in my like wish list for a really long time, and after the first application, I don't know. It didn't wow me after first application, and I do have like a NARS Duo with 2 eyeshadows, and I think they're like great quality, and I kind of want that same quality out of this. So I'm gonna give this some go, try a couple different eye looks, but right now it's just, I'm not that impressed. Last is the gloss. I actually really like it. I like the shade. I like the way it feels. The herbally scent is kind of weird, but I can get past that if the product works well. And so far, I would say it works really well. And I guess I'm very glad that I got this shade in a BoxyCharm and not something that I don't really like, because I think this shade looks pretty. But yeah, that was my trying new things / shop my stash thing, where we just hang out and do our makeup together. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any of these products and how they work out for you. Let me know down there. And as usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.